Hello, everyone. In Thailand, a remarkably sharp-eyed driver noticed a tiny kitten stranded on the roadside. Without hesitation, he stopped his truck and rescued the helpless animal from what would have been a harsh life on the streets. This driver risked his own safety, doing everything he could to avoid a catastrophic collision.
But it is just, you just can't wrap your head around. Oh, look at that, right into the front of that semi-tractor.
One driver noticed a police chase unfolding right in front of him and instinctively knew what to do. Though his truck sustained heavy damage, he managed to block the criminal's path, giving officers the chance to make the arrest.
With his massive big rig.
I was waiting for him. I was trying to see where he's at exactly so I can pinpoint him, and then I blocked him.
On Europe's longest highway, you'll see all kinds of road behavior. In this clip, an Audi driver decided to show off, cutting dangerously past a line of trucks. But the truckers had other ideas. They weren't about to let reckless behavior slide. It's a well-known trick used by criminals to ambush unsuspecting drivers. But this time, they ran into an alert and courageous bus driver. He immediately recognized what was happening and decided to intervene, putting an end to their scheme. Watch how skillfully this driver handles the situation, noticing every pedestrian and immediately shutting off the water on their side to keep them dry. He could have kept driving like everyone else, pretending not to notice. But instead, he stopped, took a few minutes out of his day, and helped push the stranded car free. When a car broke down in the middle of the road, most people simply drove past, unwilling to stop. But not this man. He refused to ignore someone in need and stepped in to lend a hand.
tiba-tiba. Oh iya, tak disangka ini bosku. Apa terjadi? Wih, langsung dong.
The solidarity among truck drivers is something truly remarkable. If one of them is in trouble, the others almost never pass by without offering a helping hand.
Terus. Bawa kanan sedikit bang, kanan. Iya, didorong terus.
On October 17, 2024, the Italian city of Siena was struck by severe flooding. In this footage, a car can be seen stranded and powerless against the rushing water. This video shows a vehicle trapped as the water level continued to rise. Thankfully, a compassionate driver happened to be nearby and came to the rescue of a father and his young child. And he didn't stop there. He ensured they were safely taken to higher ground, far from danger. When a young woman's motorcycle broke down in the middle of a busy Chicago highway, her luck turned for the better. A truck pulled up right behind her, not with anger or blaring horns, but with genuine concern. The driver calmly helped her move the motorcycle to safety at the side of the road.
Start walking it that way. Just want to give her a little cover. I guess that's all I could do.
You can't just cut off truck drivers and expect them to shrug it off. Their courage and confidence are every bit as large as the vehicles they command. On November 25, 2019, a massive truck lost control on a highway in southwestern China, sliding dangerously down a steep slope. In that critical moment, a true hero appeared. He accelerated, positioned his own vehicle in front of the runaway truck, and allowed it to collide with his. The two trucks locked together and continued sliding for 6 long kilometers before finally grinding to a halt. His quick thinking and bravery prevented a potential disaster and saved the lives of dozens of drivers that day. At first, he darted across 2 lanes of speeding traffic, then approached a car stuck in traffic and began banging on it, shouting for attention. His frantic behavior only ended when a nearby truck driver intervened, grabbing a bat and warning him to return to his vehicle, effectively defusing what could have become a dangerous situation. Sometimes all it takes is a single, well-timed turn of the steering wheel from a truck driver to stop a lawbreaker and help the police bring them to justice. On August 13, 2024, the streets of São Paulo witnessed a chase straight out of an action movie. Police were pursuing a stolen truck weaving recklessly through traffic. It finally came to an end when several other truck drivers coordinated to block the highway, allowing the officers to capture the fleeing suspect. On March 19, 2024, a man named Francisco Lopez from Mexico became an unexpected hero. He spotted a 2-year-old child wandering alone in the middle of a busy road. Without hesitation, Francisco rushed forward to help. One of the drivers refused to let the impatient man speed along the roadside. Naturally, the rule breaker grew furious. But truckers know exactly how to calm tempers. Fast.
Steady. Еще один сбитый.
Some drivers take their responsibilities to heart. This one, for instance, blocks both lanes of traffic when dropping school children off. Making absolutely sure that every child crosses safely before moving on. One driver was so concerned for a biker's safety that he began guiding him through a dangerous overtake, ensuring nothing went wrong. For a truck driver, two things matter above all: lightning-fast reflexes and flawless driving skills. This clip shows exactly how those two traits can mean the difference between life and death.
Thần xe Vin, chiến thần xe điện Vin 03. Vin 03 đã... Wow! Ôi, hơn là biển đấy. Đây, chiến thần xe Vin đã vượt nước lội sống. Vẫn ngon, đi băng qua ngon.
Thinking he was clever, one impatient driver tried sneaking behind an ambulance in the open lane. But the police weren't impressed by his little stunt. And sometimes even the mightiest trucks run into trouble. Thankfully, there are always other heavy machines and big-hearted drivers ready to step in and lend a helping hand. For bikers, strong winds and violent storms are a nightmare. Sometimes the gusts are so powerful that staying upright becomes nearly impossible. But the lucky ones cross paths with kind-hearted truckers who refuse to leave them behind. They use their massive rigs as shields, protecting motorcyclists from the brutal winds and guiding them safely through the roughest stretches of road.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. That way.
They weren't blocking traffic, they were actually shielding other drivers from the fierce headwinds tearing across the highway. In another heart-stopping moment, when a truck's brakes failed, the driver immediately warned others over the radio. The response from nearby drivers was instant, teamwork at its best.
Go! Go!
stop.
Стоянки, чтобы знать.
Normally, a driver would be furious seeing his car being pushed like that. But this time, he couldn't be more grateful. Dozens of vehicles were suddenly trapped in a massive traffic jam after a rockfall buried the road beneath giant boulders. Normally, they would have been waiting hours for emergency crews to arrive, but luck had other plans. A compassionate truck driver stepped up and handled the situation himself. When devastating floods hit, one truck driver became a true hero in every sense of the word. While others struggled in the snow, his powerful rig cut through it effortlessly, as if gliding across a brand new, perfectly paved road. He thought he was right, confident he'd get away with it. But this one didn't end in his favor.
$4,104円でのご提供。送料は500円ですが、3本まとめての定期コースでご注文いただくと500円の送料が無料になって、さらに初回限定 20% 引きの1本あたり3283円になります。発行クロノへのお問い合わせは通話料無料のフリーダイヤル 0120-78-8202。
When people get stuck on the road, the sight of a tow truck rolling in can bring more joy than children seeing Santa on Christmas morning.
Молодец, вот. Все, спасли чувака.
Had that truck not shown up, the stranded bus would have been waiting for help far longer than anyone would have liked. In Jiangxi, China, a quick-thinking driver turned disaster into heroism when his truck carrying flammable pine oil suddenly caught fire. Instead of panicking, he sped straight to the nearest fire station, arriving with the blazing vehicle just in time for firefighters to extinguish the flames. A truly fiery delivery with a heroic twist. In a powerful display of humanity, a group of strangers rushed to rescue an unconscious driver trapped inside a moving car. Acting without hesitation, they joined forces to stop the vehicle, break the windows, and pull the driver to safety. Their quick teamwork turned a potential tragedy into an inspiring moment of courage and unity. When a motorcyclist was trapped under a car after a terrifying crash, a crowd of bystanders wasted no time. Dozens of strangers rushed in, working together to lift the heavy vehicle and free the injured rider. Their brave and selfless actions turned an ordinary moment into an extraordinary rescue.